5 strategies to grow your career and improve your salary. We're going to share 6 things you can start doing today. See links below for the chapters and for the tools list. Our conversation today is going to talk about why, what, and how. These are really important because talking about aspirations isn't enough. We want to move you to actionables. We want to be data driven. So you're going to see a lot of data points we're going to share. We're going to include this generational component and also cultural differences. What's true for Greece and Hungary and the Netherlands and the US, where I come from, can be very different in terms of how you answer questions, deal with issues. Meet our speakers today presenting 6 items you need to know about in terms of growing your career and your salary. And so we're going to start with career trajectory. Maria, the floor is yours.
So I'm going to share with you why creating a career trajectory is not just important, but it is essential for achieving professional success and personal fulfillment. This webinar will give you the insights into the whys and the hows and help you along the way. Did you know that people who write their goals are 20% more likely to achieve success in general? And goals that are written down increase the chances of achieving them by 42%. The majority of all people do not set any written goals. Only 3% have a detailed, thorough plan on how to execute it. So let me now put the cherry on the top. People who have a written goal and a concrete plan on how to execute it are 10 times more likely to achieve success than those who are not. What does a concrete plan give you? Why does it matter? So first of all, it gives you clarity and direction. With a clear path, you know exactly where you're headed and you know what you need to do to get there. Having specific goals keeps you motivated and focused, even when challenges arise. And last but not least, it gives you the power of adaptability. A well thought out career path allows you to adapt to changes. So whether it's the industry that's changing or maybe your own interests are changing. Let us now define what a career trajectory is. It is a planned progression of roles and responsibilities over time that align your career goals with your professional advancement, with the milestones being the roles and the responsibilities that we want to achieve over time. So you can have roles that you have already had along the way to keep you informed of how far you have already gone. So how do we do that? Assess your past and your current situation. Set clear goals and start creating the plan. Include actionable steps and skills you need to acquire to get you to your next milestone. Seek mentorship and feedback from people that you value and respect. Reiterate as often and as much as you can to adjust it to changes that have come along the way. 4 out of the 20 fearless ways women can advance their careers. An article that I have read on Forbes Coaches Council by Kathy Morris.
Focus. When it comes to goals and achieving our goals, the crucial component is focus. So if we don't have focus, we can get sidetracked. We can lose the track of our plan. Therefore, definitely we need to have focus on our goals, which is helping us staying on track, prioritizing our tasks, and achieve our goals effectively. Why is it important? What it is exactly, and what helps us? What are the actionable tools we can use to stay on track with our goals? So first of all, focus helps prioritize our goals. Focus increases productivity. So in case you focus on one task at a time, because you have a plan breakdown to the level that you can execute, it means that you focus on that task. You don't get distractions because you exclude it. And that means you get these tasks done in a shorter period of time, which means you can get to your goal more quickly. And focus helps overcome obstacles. So we will always meet obstacles along the way. And in case we have a plan and we are motivated to focus on that goal, it means we will have less setbacks. We will not be discouraged with some difficulties along the way. Here are the dictionary definition of focus. It's about to give your full attention to what you are doing or what is happening. As a concept, it can be understood as a capacity to give your undivided full attention towards your goal and achieving certain objective, what you plan for. When you can filter out your distractions, you can achieve these goals and mention. Focusing on your goals is a key element to the journey of your success. And the next step is the actionable items, what we can do to focus, how successful people focus. So I grouped these items based on my research in 5 groups. We need to set smart goals. We need to be clear on what we want to achieve and break it down to the level that you can execute. Mentorship and networking. So this is about building connections, have good talks about your goals, and connect with people who have maybe the same mindset. So I believe this is a great way to enhance your career because help can get you faster to your goal. The next one is effective communication. So definitely if you want to achieve something, many times you need to talk to people about it and work towards the goal through communication. So what I would like to share is work-life balance. So you cannot stay focused on your goal only and neglect the good food or proper sleep schedule. So I would recommend to create a type of a schedule that enables you to have enough sleep to get your professional work done and stay focused and motivated on the goals you have, maybe finishing a certification or get qualified in something. And that point reminds me of the university years when we had some exams and for day and night we just learned, we didn't sleep enough, we didn't eat properly. That you cannot maintain in the long run. So work-life balance is always important as well. It's a quote from Oprah: passion is energy, feel the power that comes from focusing on what excites you. So again, if you have a clear plan and you are excited to achieve that plan, that is exciting, and getting focused helps you along the way. So what challenges your ability to focus? So my favorite source for learning is Udemy. And there you can filter on the courses based on ratings. I usually go above 4.5. So I would recommend to do these filters. You can have some intro videos watch and that helps you to choose.
We will now talk about ways of identifying key skills for your next career move. In today's ever-evolving job market, developing the right skills is critical and crucial for advancing your career. Whether you're seeking a promotion or a new role, let's explore now how to identify and cultivate the abilities that will propel you forward. So first of all, you have to stay informed about the latest skills in demand. For instance, data analysis, digital marketing, and project management are highly sought after in many industries. Invest in versatile, transferable skills like problem solving, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence. These skills are valuable across various roles and industries. And then conduct your own skills gap analysis. Assess your current strengths and your weaknesses, then determine which skills you need to develop for your desired role. This helps in focusing your learning efforts effectively. So I have created a dashboard that can help you track the skills missing and conduct your own skills gap analysis. I have included it in the tools section so that you can access it at the end of this webinar. What you essentially do is divide your missing skills into 2 sections. So it's your soft skills and your work skills. You then decide which is the best type of action you want to take and the timeline needed. Is it a proficient level you are seeking? Or maybe just saying informed is enough. This kind of information will give you a skills development action plan. But how do we get there? Remember the career roadmap we created earlier? We start from there and get it down into the dashboard. We include what we have already done and the skills we have already acquired. This is the current state. So be mindful of the lessons learned. In this column, you need to complete it with your successes and your shortcomings. And I want you to celebrate both of them and state what you have learned. We then write down the job roles that we want to achieve over time. What skills do they need? Search for job posts that clearly state what the company you want to work for and your desired role demands. Discover skills missing from the industry trends and the future-proof skills that we discussed earlier. Remember to add skills that mentors, coaches, or even your senior managers have given you feedback that you need to develop and augment. What skills are you missing? Is it a soft skill or a work skill? There you have it. The plan is complete. And then what? You take the next step. Building the right skills is essential for career advancement. Identify the skills you need, adopt a learning mindset, and utilize available resources to stay competitive in your field. Which skill or set of skills helped you most when negotiating for your next career move?
So now we'll move on to negotiation. Negotiation is something I've always done as part of working as a partner for my company. In other words, I was a business owner in my company. But in fact, you're negotiating every day of your life. If you go out to dinner with your husband, negotiating where you're going to eat. If you are talking to your kids about when they're going to go to sleep, that might be a negotiation for you. So we do negotiate. We just don't think of it in these terms. But salary negotiation is crucial because it shows, first of all, that you have leadership skills through your confidence and assertiveness. And of course, in your region, in your job, industry, etc., you need to show the right level of those things because you don't want to go over the top, but you also don't want to be diminutive. If you get a 5K increase on day one of your job, and let's say you work there for 20 years or whatever, it's a $600,000 increase in lifetime earnings. And the impact isn't just ending there. The opportunity for growth in your job, promotion, new roles, etc., is decreased because if you're not getting promotions and raises, you're not seen on the fast track for getting all the other things that brings you. So what do you find most difficult, most challenging about negotiating right now? Asking for what you want clearly, effectively, and concisely is important. Oftentimes, we use lots of words when all we need to say is, I need a 5% raise. I'm worth it. Someone mentioned about preparation and research, and I agree. You need to understand what your total compensation looks like. SMART in terms of the SMART acronym, but also SMART in terms of being intelligent, researching the kinds of compensation available to your position, what you're being offered, and how it creates an entire compensation package. You need to know what the terms are, what you're negotiating for, and how you will be compensated. You'll need to understand if some of the compensation is fixed or variable. So a bonus could be variable. It's based on how well the company does, but how well you perform as well in your KPIs and results, whether it's objective or subjective. So much of our work is actually subjective that our salary increases and promotions are as well. Indirect versus direct. So you see in this picture, indirect compensation are things like perks. So travel costs, cars, etc. All of that is really important. And then immediate versus vested. This is really related to bonuses and stock. If you're getting a stock value but it's vesting over 5 years, that can give you golden handcuffs. So know that. So that's really important. And I'm going to give you some more links and things to look up this kind of information so you can prepare with the words you need to use during negotiation on your compensation. The features of what to negotiate are written here. I've tried to break them down based on what you can do and the aspects of things you need to look at in terms of direct and indirect. This is a cornerstone to understanding how women negotiate versus men. Women attribute their success to hard work, luck, and help from other people. Men will take their own skills as the leading point for their success. And that can be a stumbling block, right? Because if you don't know your worth and say, well, it's somebody else, or I worked really hard, or I was lucky, this diminishes you. You don't want to do that. You need to know the right time. Again, you might need to warm your boss up and realize it might take a while or a cycle or two for them to come back with an answer. And I'm going to talk more about the details of how you do that in just a second. And also your needs. If you go in and you ask for a raise and you don't give them a percentage and they come back with 2%, you might say, great, but I still can't make my rent this month. So know your number. Know your number from the marketplace, but also know your worth in the job you're in. Earnings goals. So what is lifetime earnings and why does it matter? It's how much you make over your working life. Your salary job is the number one driver of your wealth. You might have wealth through investments and buying houses and other things, but your salary is the number one driver to getting those assets. So it's crucial to understand how you're spending your working years and actually being mindful of how much value you're getting from all of that effort you're putting in. So you want to choose a job that's right for you, but you also want to choose a job that's going to give you the kind of lifetime earnings you're going to need to sustain yourself and your family. And I just want to put one more comment out there. Women often, and I'm saying this very generally, defer this to others, like their husbands. My view is don't do that. You should have the passwords to your bank account, know what's in your bank account. Understanding your own wealth, how you create it, how you use your money is very important. So what is lifetime earnings? Let's take a look at this. Normally, women work between 20 and 23. They start along with men, and people
retire anywhere from high 50s to high 60s, sometimes even longer. One thing that's important to note is this comparison between men and women. Not only are lifetime earnings impacted, but our ability to invest and have passive income like real estate and investments. Purpose of building wealth. It's not to say I'm willing to do a job I hate in order to have the most money at the end, or I want to buy all the toys with all my money. It's about having enough money so you can retire with dignity and be outrageously generous to your children, your parents, whoever you want to be generous to. So now that we know that, let's talk about what we do about it. And the first question is, do you have a specific earning goals, or have you thought about this topic yet for yourself? It's great to see 43% have thought about it. I'm so pleased. So how to find the right job for the right salary. There's lots of tools to do that. One of the things you can use, and this is an American tool, so I apologize for this, but there are tools like this in other countries. You simply need to look for Bureau of Statistics. That's generally where you'll find this kind of data. But this site I like because it's a little bit richer. It's a little bit more complex. And this site talks about job families, other alternative jobs. So let's say you're working as an operations manager, like someone said today, and you want to move to a project manager. It can show you the difference in pay, but also the difference in career track, the difference in what they expect to see on your CV, et cetera. And also the job outlook, which is important. Are you working in a job on the upswing or on the downswing? You need to make sure you're not in a dead end industry or a dead end job if you can at all help it. You need to calculate your lifetime earnings. There's lots of tools out there to do that. This is one of the simple ones. There's lots of details you need to take into account, like I'm not going to have all of my earning years available to me so that you can get an accurate depiction. It's interesting to note that lifetime earnings for women is generally 1 million less than men, and that equates to investments being 1 million lower for women at the end of their career cycle. This is a really important website because it actually can account for differences in education, years of experience, and your location, where you are in the world. It can show you job types, but also job grades. How do you get started? Well, first of all, you need to understand where you are in your career. And also, what are the components of increases you can expect? If your company can't give you a high base for reasons that may make sense, ask for bonuses, ask for stock, ask for something else. That's back to negotiation, but it's understanding the mix of your overall compensation and your lifetime earnings. Do your research, use these tools I've just shown you, understand your worth, and be ready to negotiate. Maximize your career growth by looking every now and again and checking that larger picture, and build your desired financial future.
Let's get started on lifelong learning. Why to become a lifelong learner? Like renew self-motivation, improves your secondary skills, and support you in connecting with new people or boosting your confidence. It is aiding your success at work. So in today's world, when the industries are changing and the job market is always shifting, technology is emerging, we need to have this mindset of constantly learning to keep up. And we can definitely have some advancement compared to people who are, let's say, sleeping. So you can imagine a marketing professional taking courses on digital marketing or AI usage in their work is definitely helping him to stay ahead of others who don't do this self-education. So this is something that really helps us to stay on track with our career goals and find new opportunities. And I found a survey, a future of job survey from the World Economic Forum. In their survey, they show that lifelong learning is one of the 5 most important core skills for workers. So let's see what exactly lifelong learning is. So it is a form of self-initiated education. It is focused on personal development. It is usually outside of formal education institutes such as school, university, and corporate training. So there are some people who stop learning after university and say, I learned enough. And there are some people who are self-initiated to do extra studies, take up another language, learn some new skills in a webinar. I really respect this type of people because they can get ahead. Lifelong learning is a journey of discovery that lasts for a lifetime. It should be motivating. And it really helps you to learn many information from many areas, how to become a lifelong learner. So other than developing an open mindset and be open for information, so first of all, set clear goals, identify areas of goals, and set smart goals. So this was covered by Maria. Leverage diverse learning resources, and this applies to your hobby and also for career, where you can find some information, where you can educate yourself, online courses and certification, books or journals or podcasts and webinars. My favorite is definitely podcast and webinar. I like audiobooks. Actually, Liz recommended me Blinkist, which I really find great that I can just listen to anywhere. And the last one is engage in active learning, discussion groups, mentorship, or hands-on practice. So many times I take on a new hobby or I'm interested in something, I join to Facebook group of that topic because I like to read posts every day about that topic. And it really encourages me to learn more. Mentorship can also help you. You can reach out to mentors and say, this is the area I would like to develop in, and they can help you to get there faster. And I think it's a great tool as well to become a lifelong learner. The game isn't to know everything, it's to never stop learning new ways to play. I find it a really nice quote. And now I'm curious about you. What is your favorite source for learning? Discussions that definitely have. These are great.
For more information on information reference, tools, and tips, see the links below. And thank you for watching.